You're listening to the Smarter Sales Show. I'm Merit Kahn.
And I'm Julie Holmes. We give you the tech and technique solutions that you need to your toughest sales challenges so that you can sell more and stress less and speak better.
It's officially summer, so we're going to give you a pass on that one, Julie. Summer goes by super fast, so we want to give you quick, concise answers to your sales questions. So listen, apply, close deals, repeat, and get out there and enjoy your summer.
That's right. It's our summer shorts series. Get it? Shorts?
Yeah, I get it.
Anyway, today's sales question is, how do we stay motivated to get things done? How do we stay motivated? So this is our chance to share with you our strategies and some of the strategies that we wish we'd employed in order to stay motivated, especially during these glorious months of summer. Merit? Yeah.
You know, summer is so short and I just don't want to be inside all day. I think, a couple of things that I do, leading up to summer, I really look at my calendar. I definitely plan my days off. I really enjoy taking Fridays off in the summer when I can. Sometimes I'll look at my week and it's just impossible. I've got too many client engagements, too many projects, too many deadlines. And so I look in and I find those other pockets during the day where I can really take some time to get out in the middle of the day, to go for a walk, to just be outside. Sometimes I'm out there with my iPad, working from my back deck. And I really just try to stay motivated by giving myself that time to really enjoy and embrace that rejuvenation, because I really think, we work so hard in sales, right? We're constantly thinking about, how can we better serve our prospects and what can we offer and how do we change things up and how do we grow our own sales skills and be more valuable? And there's just so much. You never feel like it's enough in sales. It's just a byproduct because there's always one more call to make, one more dollar to make, one more. And so I really feel like what keeps me motivated is being very deliberate about my downtime in the summer, allowing myself to really enjoy relaxation and play. And not just during the summer, but in the summer, it just feels like that's more on my mind. And, we really just need to be more deliberate about that.
Yeah, I think that's great. And you won't probably be surprised to hear that I have some systems that I use.
Of course you do.
So nerdy. It's so nerdy, but I have some systems that I use. And for people like me that do better with systems, then I will share some of my favorite strategies for staying motivated and keeping myself going when the weather's nice and I would rather be out there than in here. So to Merit's point, I will add that I do try to give myself time every day where I get to go out and enjoy that. Because I find that I make a lot of deals with myself, right? Work really hard this morning. You get to go and hang out and eat your lunch outside at lunchtime. You get to take the dogs for a walk. Like, I need that reward. I'm very reward motivated. But there's a couple of things that I do that are very systematic that I find help me to stay focused. So I'm a big person on to-do lists. Now, what I've started to do recently, which I've really enjoyed, is I've started to make very tangible, very tactile to-do lists. So of course I have apps that I use for kind of tracking bigger projects and things like that. But for like, hey, what am I going to do today? And what are the big things I have going on? I actually got a little whiteboard, and I wish I had it here, but I actually have it out in the other room where I was setting it up earlier. I have a little whiteboard and I have little magnetic labels that stick to this whiteboard so that I can write my actions on there. And then I can move those labels around and I can color code them. So I color code them. Is it client work? Is it office work? Is it whatever? In the same way that you might do with a piece of paper. But what's really nice for me is somebody who likes that tactile to do and kind of like the checking off behavior, is that you get to kind of move these left and right. You get to slide them around, up and down. So it's really visual and it's in my face. So a lot of times when I have apps or a to-do list on my computer, it kind of gets shoved to the back and then I can get distracted and not see it. And this is right next to my desk. So every time I look over, I'm like, oh, that's what I have to do right now. I've got to keep that going. I've got to do that thing that I didn't want to do, but I've got to do it.
I
So
love
that
that.
really helps, is knowing how you work and then creating systems that complement that.
I love knowing that you, who I have pegged as the app girl for every, like, there is an app for that, for everything. I love the idea of you having something so tactical and like low tech on your desk. That is impressive.
That bring you joy. It's, you know what though? I think there's a lot to be said for recognizing what makes you feel like you've accomplished something.
Oh, absolutely.
And I do. And you know what? There's some great, I do love the user experience that a lot of apps have. Like, for example, if you use a tool like Asana, like I love Asana, it's a great tool for project management and for keeping tasks organized and for keeping on track with things. I love that when you, get to the end of your list or you mark something off, you get like a little unicorn that shoots across the screen. Yay, you did it, and I think those things are really valuable. Yeah. But for me, I want to move things around. I like to move things in piles. And the same thing can be said when we're talking about productivity and you're dealing with a task that's overwhelming. I will tell you the number one thing that I do with all things that are overwhelming, and this really started, I started kind of organizing this system and putting this system into practice when my daughters were little, and I would go into their playroom or to their bedrooms and I'd be like, what has happened in here? What's happening? And it would just be like a bomb went off or a tornado went through it. And so, we used to talk about, because I really wanted them to feel comfortable with big, overwhelming projects. And so we talked about how to sort and organize things systematically. Mm-hmm. And the same thing can be done with your workload. The same thing can be done with your office space. If you're feeling overwhelmed by your office space and you want to stay more productive, then this is an easy strategy, which is step number one is that you put it all in piles. So you go after all the biggest things first. And by biggest, I mean physically, not hardest, but the biggest things first. And you start to create stacks or piles so that you can now start to go from having clutter everywhere to now you've got 6 piles of clutter. Now you've got 6 smaller piles of clutter that all have something in common. They could all be related to the same project, or they could all be related to paying bills, or all related to your personal projects. It doesn't matter what it is. I use the same strategy if I'm cleaning out my office and my filing cabinets than I am if I'm cleaning out my lounge or my living room. So you get everything into those smaller packs. And then what you can do is you can separate things out into those smaller buckets. And then from there, you go down to, is this keep, or is this trash, or is it donate? So keep, trash, or donate. So keep means I keep this and I need to do something with it. I might not even worry about filing it right away. What I'll actually do is I'll just be like, I need to deal with this. Right. So that goes into a deal with it pile. I try not to get distracted by actually working the project at that time because I'm in the process of organizing and being productive. I don't want to start working because that will just leave the rest of the mess for later. So I do that. And then the next thing that I do is I decide what is trash. So very quickly, if it's not something that I'm going to action or do anything with, I trash it. If I'm not sure if I'm going to need it later, I use Evernote and I capture a photo of it and it all goes electronic and then I trash the paper. So we've gone completely paperless with all of our bills and everything. And the best part is when you use a tool like Evernote, that allows you to actually search any text that appeared on any document. So if you've got bills or anything like that that you capture and you keep the PDF of, then you can shove those into Evernote and you can search for, I want to see my telephone bill for May 2021. And it'll go and find your phone bill from May 2021. It's awesome like that.
So that kind of keeps you motivated because everything's like you've eliminated all the clutter around you and then you can just stay motivated on that one thing that you're working on. I love that.
Yep. So that's, those kinds of things. Having a process for me helps me stay motivated because I know what comes next and I always feel like I'm making progress. Whereas sometimes if you just go, oh, I just need to get this done. And it's really hard because what's done look like?
Right. And you feel like you're pushing and pushing and pushing instead of just, like allowing. It's interesting because when you were talking, I was thinking it's interesting that clearing the clutter allows you to, increases your motivation. For me, it's being around people and making promises to other people about what I will accomplish or setting a deadline. Like I've got a very big project on my plate right now with creating a new online course and recording all these videos and everything like that. And I was noticing that there was a lack of motivation, like I wasn't like getting it done. And so I kind of looked at it and I thought, oh, I know what's missing. No one else but me knows about this project. No one else, there's no accountability. There's like, I'm motivated to finish something if I know that other people are relying on it, that, that other people, are gonna maybe think less of me if I don't finish it. Right. So there's that sort of public little nudge, and that accountability factor. And that is incredibly motivating for me. I'm more wired to get something done if I've made a promise to you than if I've only made the promise to myself, regardless of how many piles are in my office. So for me, that's a good motivator, is that collaboration and connection and teamwork. So I think, you and I are always yin and yang. So it's kind of like clear out your office and grab a friend and, collaborate and get something together. And those are two very different strategies for staying motivated, but very useful.
There you go. So get yourself motivated, and we encourage you to be motivated for your summer so that you can enjoy it more. And this wraps up this summer episode of the Smarter Sales Show on how to stay motivated, especially when it's glorious outside. If you've got a question that you'd like to have us answer on one of our summer shorts series or later on in the year, don't sweat it. Get it? Don't sweat it. Just drop us a note at hello@thesmartersaleshow.com.
And if you like the show, let us know. Give us a 5-star rating, write a review. We'd love to hear what you think.
You've been thinking about how to support your sales team, or you just need some personal support. We love working closely with the fans of the Smarter Sales Show because you are clearly very clever and good looking. So don't forget to grab your free resources. You can find those either in the attachments or the show notes.
And we love working with our fans. We do sales coaching, training, consulting projects. We speak together at conferences and events as a team or solo. So hello@thesmartersaleshow.com will get you to us. And we'd love to hear about what you've got planned and how we can help.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, you can reach us anytime at hello@thesmartersaleshow.com. It has been a joy to have you as part of our summer. I'm Julie Holmes.
And I'm Merit Kahn. Happy selling.